everybody, it's Steven as Keeper Fast Triple Threes, and welcome back to Danganronpa's Triggered Happy Epic. We still continue with the class trials, and we made a plot twist as usual. But Hifumi is actually alive during that time. Apparently he's the one who moved Taka's body, but then, more importantly, who killed Hifumi if no one else is gonna happen? So my guess is gonna be Celeste, because I mean, who the heck am I supposed to know? I mean, ever since I've been battling with the BTB with her, I guess suspicious must be on her. I mean, but you tell by the look on the clothes, I mean, and she being like a blanket for no reason. But we were not sure, but we're trying to get close to the end of it. But since I'm doing that like the second time, part of it, the class trials, but maybe make a third one, but I don't want to make it like a fourth time in a row, because I keep doing it like 30 minutes longer, as always I've been doing. So maybe it's better like try and make it to the end of it and see how long will it take to finish them all, so that way it won't be making the time as usual. But enough talking, so I can't remember if it's all callings correctly, like what to discuss exactly, but you need to excuse me for that, so better just look it out for it. I knew it was gonna be a nonsense debate then. The spotless hammer. Are we gonna do the flashback one?
Based on the rules that have been
because I know the last time we did the flashback one.
More than one person is complicit in the murder. Only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
Impossible.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Can I implant hers? Can I really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules,
I guess I refuse the Celeste one.
True. It is simply no, it's wrong.
Ah, I see. I did the flashback one.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved. What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering.
Is it?
Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
By dance details or backstabbing, like a Blackgun would have been caught. Well, the Blackgun would never get caught. They'll get punished, and along with accomplices, they will be punished as well.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
Are you saying like they're working together to make a proposition, so that way to make theirs work together?
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Okay, by saying like Hifumi killed Taka, and then the real killer killed Hifumi. It's saying like one person at a time?
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
It's not the mastermind's doing, for no reason, for God's sake.
And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Okay, that's the point. That was probably been taken. That means someone stabbed Hifumi.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
It could be any of us.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed the fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate innocent. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Are you impressed for something? It looks like you're like fall in love with her or something. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now!
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, in the end, murder him. In the debate up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really one person who seems to fit. It's gonna be Celeste, isn't it? Because she's been acting up for no reason for sure. So, Celeste, you're the one who might be involved with Hifumi, that's why you killed him.
Here's my answer.
I knew it!
It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes, you were.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Was that a compliment?
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yes.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would work with
jeez.
of that shit brain, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Okay, she hated the craziness. I forgot to realize that she really still hates Hifumi. I mean, you use Hifumi for no reason, like, try and get some tea, or like, trying something perfect. I used to be back in time with the cafe stuff. And then you just start with just arguing on it, that's what happens.
Pardonnez-moi.
Is that a French or something?
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
Was it?
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi says had common? The counter assistance individual, the paper hid in Hifumi's pants, the screaming. This one? No, that's not it. The paper? Nope, that's not it. Encounter suspicious individual? What's that mean?
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Oh, you talk about that. I'm being stupid.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
You're not the adult. You're just. More importantly, I don't know how old are you. You're a high school student, for God's sake.
Sorry.
Makoto, don't say sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Yes.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I forgot. I don't know what she said. I saw the shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs. Oh, that? Are you saying that one is the lie?
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
Oh, that.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Something about we're all gonna die or something? Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. Do we seriously have to like a backstory how to back up what was? I saw him! The strange costume man! He ran off as soon as I screamed! Oh god, that one's a lie as well. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work. And
that scream! Ah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
I see.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Oh, that explains it. Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse office. I see, because if Celeste was the killer, it won't be constant body discovered. I'll lead the counter of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Oh, that scream?
It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
Man, Byakuya, you're very smart one. No wonder why you call yourself ultimate affluent G. Something like that.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Is that a thing?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I didn't imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Oh, then someone has been murdered besides him.
I don't believe it! Everything, the whole thing was one big act!
How did they do it exactly? I mean, how did they make it exactly how it was predicted?
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
But she was the one that took you away, so Hifumi's trying to get up and get out of the nurse's office.
Wait! Then that was...
I lied!
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Yes it was.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
She just keep hiding her stuff. Stop with it with your faces.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
Stop talking like you don't know.
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
So.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here.
Oh, they say we're all going to die. Does that mean that she knows about it?
We're going to die just like those guys died.
Those guys? Are you talking about Tanko, is it?
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
Which you left Taka behind.
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Yeah.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Well, you don't get it because you've been knocked down for no reason. You've been in a rubber suit all the time in the pool locker room.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Bianca said that this comment doesn't make sense.
What is he blind to? If I had to do another flashback thing again. Manakuma found number 3.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Us? Will I have to use one?
Be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Must have to listen to Celeste's testimony.
We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
And that is all I say.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh. I had to use Byakuya's word then.
All I said was...
Okay, so strange.
Die. Just like those guys.
There it goes. Dang it, I had to wait for a very long time. I should have done that.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
Which means that they have failed to tell everyone about Taka's already dead.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Yeah.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
Oh.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
You must have taken the pictures. He was unconscious. Hifumi pretended to be attacked by the robot dusters. Why you just took a picture of it?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit.
Because he's unconscious. Hifumi made that costume.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
It's going to take a snap a picture.
In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
What other explanation? If it wasn't the picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi's suspect been drinking. No, it's not. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. What? No. Hifumi is dragging.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Oh, gotcha.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Does that mean, like, Hifumi is trying to carry Robo Justice's body, like too heavy to carry?
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther.
More importantly, is it like the costume so heavy? I think that's what must be why he had like no muscle, because I don't want to judge his how bad.
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Yeah.
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Oh, come on, why are you so calm? Can't you accept that already?
Hifumi was dragging him away? ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, she just shut your mouth, Kyoko. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was tracking the suspect away. But is that really possible? Oh, is this the final one? Because I heard about this song. Back then was this to it. Robo Justice Costa, Yasuhiro message, Robo Justice blueprint. What am I supposed to do?
Me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Stand up straight.
Fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
If I remember what Hina said, she said that she couldn't bend at the waist. Oh, so the Robo Justice costume?
Way they could stand up.
There it goes!
No, it's wrong.
Thank you, Hina. I mean, the reason why thank you for Hina for that.
Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Well, you can't bend down during this Ghost Shot example about the trying to put him on.
Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
Yep.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh my gosh! My face! This is one of the crazy eyes.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh no, she's got a snap. I have a feeling.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh. Oh. No wonder why she became dark and crazy. Oh god!
Checkmate!
Oh god! My face!
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
She didn't even get it out, did she?
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Oh, I forgot that. He said it by his name, right?
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who? Kill me? That's right. I remember. Their name. Yes. He...
Oh. He did say Yasuhiro, but wouldn't I believe it's true?
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Oh, jeez!
Right. But my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Are you trying to fake your name for no reason?
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Oh. I used to say about the student handbook.
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He says people's last name. He said for serious, not give her a nickname. By his hero, he gave her a nickname. No, that was not it. The last name?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Oh, okay.
Exactly. I I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
Which means he could have said, Mr. Hakakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't tell.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
None of us were. Only the first name Yasuhiro.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Oh, of course. I mean, Celestia Lutenberg? That's a sound almost like English. But she came from Japan, so what's that big deal?
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Or both.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Well, you want to gamble, you'll become a winner.
Well, do I?
Holy jeez, stop with the faces!
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
That's so funny how she was it.
It's Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Okay, there's more. That's why Kyoko said something from before the class trial starts. The EM book. Yeah, that's the one.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
You're gonna use one.
To know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name.
Oh my god, it's only about like 3 minutes.
You, Celeste. You haven't told anyone
We'll be able to do this quick.
what your name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
Your message got back upside down.
Plan to go on pretending.
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
There he goes. Boom! We got you good. Thank you, Kyoko. Never thought I would bring this up.
That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Yep.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
From the very beginning.
This book is absolutely vital to help this school life, so don't lose it!
I listened to what's the translation said?
When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
Yeah, that's what it says. It said display your name.
So all we have to do is check our handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
Yep.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
They accept it. Accept you're the killer then.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up.
Oh my gosh. I think she lost her cool self anymore. Or not lost her con self.
Because...
Oh, Celeste, you're so funny.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
The game is over already. We've already done this clash for a very long time, so give up.
Fine then. Let me settle it.
We're gonna do this again?
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
The climax? See, there goes again with the symbols. The one I told you about the Easter egg about the organization's sigils? Okay. So we better go back everything to know exactly. Why the crystal balls? In this case, how did the killer recruit? This. It'll take a while to do it, so be back for a bit.
Here's exactly what happened.
Hopefully you didn't make a mistake. If not, if I made a mistake, then I'll start over.
Someone to help carry out the murder, and that person was
The killer. Mike, what's with his face exactly?
with an accomplice. The killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Okay, I got the time right.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Yes, a hero.
Someone they met with was Hero.
Oh my gosh, so Hifumi was the one who drugged him. But what's with the face? I mean, this silhouette.
The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Yep.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hero. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
Yeah, no wonder why Hifumi like hiding in the darkness.
They called Taka to the equipment room.
And smack there with Bubba. Just the time of number 4.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Man, what his faces.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
Yep.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Okay, I got one part, right?
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office.
Yep.
This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
I use blood pack.
He took a blood packet from the refrigerator
What are you doing?
and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
It just spin.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile,
Both this
the
body
other group
is
that
at the
was
same
now
time.
searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
Rush towards it.
He left Taka's body.
Man, he go. He's like
used the
speed,
door
like
to
Sonic.
lead all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
And that's when it starts the backstabbing.
Didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
And one of Hifumi was like, I mean, you can't see what the face go. I mean, Hifumi's just like so excited and all, but then the killer Celeste will backstab him. Dead.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
But how do you even clean up the spotless hammer exactly? Oh, the flowers. The game is over, Celeste. You're no longer good at gambling anymore, huh?
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Game over, Celeste! You lost your bet.
Lost? I lost?
Yep.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko Yasuhiro? Oh, you got the real name? Taioke, that's your real first name. So Yasuhiro was your last name, huh?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Oh god, like it went back to normal?
Interesting.
Okay then! Well, that's one crazy class trials. But we did it. And I got an A. Whoa, 104! Wow, surprised me with that!
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Okay, really? Why is Celeste like back to normal?
Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
What?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay.
I was like, okay? Okay!
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote.
We already know about it already. You don't have to tell me, Monokuma.
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I want to know why she would do it. Why she is working together with Hifumi. Or how she did it. Well, game over for her. And thus, the end of the third class trials has just finally ended. Whew, that was an amazing class trial we have. Maybe we'll have a crazy stuff with Celeste. We just finally snap out of it for no reason. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it for now on. So this will be the third class trial, and sadly for the end, but we never get the third punishment. So it's gonna be for the next one. So sorry about that. But anyways, I'm just gonna do what I can. Maybe for free time again. I mean, it got some like all much mono coins. Maybe I'll try and buy something for the school store so I can go do something with hanging out with the students, so I could able to try and get more skill points and some new skills. It'll be easy to do. But anyway, that's all for Danganronpa's Chicken Happy Havoc. If you like this video, hit that like button to light them up. If you want to see my videos or check out, you have to subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.